All right, so here is a new mod. I took this thing off. I got lucky. These bolts weren't that bad. These are the worst bolts. The other ones, these aren't too bad. These actually probably were torqued down to spec, so when I took them off, they were easy to come off. But the hardest thing to do is taking this header off of the car. I'm one of the few people, maybe one of the only person that has pulled the header off from this way. You know, I took some bolts off here on the bracket so I can have some wiggle room. Moved all of this stuff down. I just ended up breaking this. It goes up here, just clicked it off and moved everything down and slid it out this way because it was not going to come out from underneath. I hope I don't have to put it back someday. Crossing my fingers on that because this was a pain in the neck. My car has been hit before, so I don't know if that's, you know, the reason why it was so difficult to come off. But it's off finally, and I am installing a DC header that I bought on OfferUp. You know, low miles, no cracks. You know, I spray painted it because it had some rust there, like that. So, you know, wire brush it down, sprayed it with some paint. I think we should be good to go. Usually with these headers usually crack here or in here. This flex pipe is really weak. Luckily the guy I bought it off of only had a few miles on the car. It only had like 50,000 on the 06. So he probably used it for a little bit, and it shows that the header is still pretty new. I bought a header gasket from Honda because that's what you should do. So there you go. So this is about, I want to say like 2.5 inches. 2.5 inches for sure. Now, everybody cracks their header on these, so everybody, you know, has a bad opinion on the DCs. So luckily for me, I already have, you know, a fix to that, because the motor moves a lot. So as we come under here, you see, so you see this piece here, this right here, that is a duro motor mount 70A. That's how it looks when it's up. So with that rear motor mount, it stops it from moving, so that flex pipe doesn't move a lot and it doesn't cause it to break. Because if you don't have that rear motor mount, and let's say you do launch your car, motor jolts back and forth a decent amount, which ends up cracking that piece of header. I've ran DC before, it has happened to me already, and what I did was I cut and I welded that flex pipe. I just put a straight piece of pipe on there. It fixes it, but the motor still moves a lot, so you want to get that motor mount. Let me see if I can get a better shot this way. That's it right there. It's a dog bone motor mount. It's a Duro 70A Hasport. And it's not too expensive. It's not too hard to install. The main thing with this one is this bolt here. It's hard to get it in. Like, it'll go in, but as far as, you know, getting it to thread in, it's pretty difficult. So what I found easiest to do on this one, what I found easiest to do on this one is, you know, I put something here, and I got a screwdriver, and then I pulled this way the motor. So once I did that movement coming this way, you know, I aligned the bolt, and then that's pretty much what you do. I loosen the motor mount in front. Let's see, where is it? This one right here. I loosen this motor mount just here on the other side. Loosen that just to give me some play, and then I just move the motor, like I pried it a little bit forward and back until I was able to get this one in. But that's the Duro 70A motor mount. It stiffens the motor up a bit. You know, it does make your interior shake a little bit. Nothing too bad, but you do feel the difference. And when you launch the car, you can actually launch it at higher revs now with that Duro motor mount, so I do like that. I bought this header because A, it's gonna add power. B, you know, this thing is throwing the check engine light. I've seen videos online on how to clean it. I'm gonna try to clean it, but I can't leave my car down for too long, so I'm just gonna put this on so I can drive her and then clean this later. This has to soak in a little bit of water, like a little kiddie pool of water. I'll let it soak in that for overnight with a dab of dish soap, and you know, it should soften everything up in there, and that's how you wash the cat. But it has to be done overnight, and again, you know, I can't have my car down for too long. So that's the future mod. I'm sure the crossover, the VTEC, is gonna probably crack a lot louder now. You know, it's already decent with the K&N, but yeah, the best tip I can give you guys on this one is to lift the car from the front and from the back. Once I did that, you know, it's a lot easier to work with. Without doing that, it's impossible. Your life is a nightmare. Yeah, but once again, you know, the 8th gen takes one of the worst fixes ever, which would be, you know, removing the header and removing the cat. The cat's not so bad, it's just that piece of header, the worst. Honda takes it on that one with this 8th gen. Very hard to work on this compact car, so I don't plan on doing a whole bunch of, you know, mods to it, because there's just no room. It's not fun. Everything's way too complicated to do. I mean, it can be done, but it's unnecessarily complicated, like the way it shouldn't be.